Well, hello. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Everybody's having a good night. Enjoying the weekend. I was in North Carolina. I am now in Jersey. Now, so we're working this Millennium Tour and just got a second to kind of kick it and just chill. So I'm supposed to be headed back home in a few. Working hard, man. Working hard, experiencing different places. Oh my goodness, it's so dark. Get some light. But anyway, I just wanted to decided I wanted to step outside to catch some air. But geez, it's really dark. Hold on, let me get somewhere light. Okay, found some light. I was like, geez, it's like mad dark out here. No, but so, you know, I got a story to tell. So, two people meet, two people get acquainted, you know, life experiences, as per usual, right? They meet, they go through life experiences, they happen to be in the same vicinity when some of these things happen, and, you know, say you and the person, let's just use this as an analogy. You meet a person and, you know, they're standing face to face. Two people are standing face to face. Now, over time, you develop an attraction to them, not sexually or anything along those lines, but, you know, you're in a person's face long enough, you know, you get kind of comfortable with them, you get used to them. So all these two individuals are doing is just staring at each other. They're in each other's space, just like this, just in each other's space. So, one day, you know, all of a sudden, one person's shoulder starts to itch. The other person's shoulder starts to itch. For some odd reason, just on the basis of the story, the two decide to itch each other's shoulder. So, I go like that and itch that person's shoulder, the other person itches that shoulder, you know? So, the two of you itch each other's shoulders. And after some time, you know, this nothing needed to be said. All that was said was, man, my shoulder itches. The other one was like, my shoulder itches. So you decided to scratch each other's shoulders. And after some time, one of them stops. But the other continues. And, you know, when the other asks, you know, hey, you know, I've been chilling here just wondering, you know, why'd you decide to stop scratching my shoulder? And the other person doesn't necessarily give a reason or anything like that. You know, they just say, oh, you know, I'll get back to it. Okay. You know, you take their word for it because this is somebody that you've been face to face with. You know them, familiarity and all of that type of stuff. This is somebody that, you know, you've just been around, that this person has just been around. So you continue to scratch that person's shoulder. Time goes by, and you soon realize that this other person has no intentions on scratching your shoulder again. But the person feels a way if you stop scratching their shoulder for a moment or two. Because over time, obviously your arm gets tired. So obviously the one person will stop scratching, and the person will be like, well, why'd you stop scratching? You know, you've been scratching this whole time. And, you know, the person wants to say, well, you haven't scratched me this entire time, so why are you even asking me that? But, you know, that's not the type of person that you are. That's not the type of person that this person is. So, I say this convoluted kind of story, kind of all over the place. I say this because, you know, just looking at the actions and stuff like that in life, you know, people, we get so content with just people being around us, people being in our face, you know, and we tend to use time as a deciding factor to who deserves to be in our lives, you know. And just because a person is around for a very long time doesn't necessarily mean that they have your best intentions, you know. That doesn't mean that they want the best for you. Shoot, it doesn't even mean that they think about you like that. Sometimes they don't even think about you. It's just that the time that was put in. Oh, you know, this is a person. It sounds nice when you could say you knew a person for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, actions speak. Actions is what drives everything. So just because a person has been in your space, has been in your face, and you're familiar with them, once that person stops feeding you, once that person stops reciprocating actions and things like that, once you start to feel like this is one-sided, it then comes down to, whether or not you're going to have a conversation, and if the conversation is not needed, it just sometimes people need to understand. And it took me a while to realize that I used to always get upset and just friends fall off and just friends start moving different, or hell, friends talk ish about you and you find out about it, or they don't think highly of you, or they belittle you, and I used to get so angry. And I do still get agitated and angry at times, but nothing compared to what I used to do. But you have to learn that time can't be the deciding factor, because a person can know you for 20 years, and the whole time just don't think nothing of you. You're just a person that happened to be around, And you got to understand that people outgrow each other. So in that scenario, the person just, didn't feel like scratching that person's arm anymore. There wasn't anything to it. Their arm wasn't hurting. It wasn't anything malicious. It's just they just stopped scratching it. And you have to really realize that when that happens, it's nothing personal. That's the hard part. We like to take everything personal. We like to say that, well, this person not banging with me no more, so we got beef and all that type of stuff. No, it's nothing like that, man. Sometimes it's legit not like that. Sometimes it's just you outgrew each other. Sometimes you're just not moving the same. Sometimes you come to realize that, hey, we really don't have much in common anymore. We really don't. The only reason we were cool is because we went to the same school. The only reason we were cool is because we happened to work the same job. You know what I mean? So we got to stop making it seem like every person that, outgrows you, and I don't mean outgrows you as in like, you're stagnant or anything like that. I just mean moving in a different direction. And just because a person moves in a different direction doesn't mean that you just up and just stop being friends and, I can't bang with them no more and this and that. No, it just means that, you're honest with you're honest with the relationship and where it is right now. The friendship may be not as strong as it used to be, but there's still friendship there, The relationship, the hardest one is relationships. When you're in a relationship with somebody, that's the hardest one. When you're in a relationship with somebody and you two just aren't moving the same. How many people do you know right now they're in a relationship with a person that they was madly in love with and all this type of stuff, and 5, 6, 7 years go by and you realize that the person's just not growing, the person's not moving the same way, the person is moving totally different in a way that you just can't really get down with, and you've tried everything, they've tried this, they've tried that, and all that type of stuff. I know 1 or 2 couples like that right now. It's just like, it happens. And we put so much stake on like time and stuff. Remember the video I did where I said, sometimes you got to know when to cut your losses. And cutting your losses mean really cutting your losses. You have to realize that, losing $300, it hurts, but it hurts a lot less than losing $900, $3,000. Cutting ties with somebody that you was in a relationship with after 5 years, because you two just aren't getting along, it's not working, you're not growing with each other, it's not going anywhere. It's a lot better than cutting ties with somebody that you were in a relationship for 10 years and got kids and a house and a lease and all this type of mortgage and all that type of stuff. You understand? So it hurts, but it hurts that much less. And we have to realize that when you are dealing with people, yeah, it may hurt that, you two aren't as close as you used to be, but it's not going to kill you, And you got to realize that it doesn't make the person bad. It doesn't make you bad. It's just that we just need to start being more honest with ourselves, man. And just be straight up about it, And sometimes, you may be lost. You may be lost in that whole thing of time and, we did so much together and all this type of stuff. But when you sit down and you really think about it, is this person really feeding you? Is this person really helping you to grow? Is this person really like just really just have your back, you know? That's just it, you know? If you really want to know, and I know I've explained that, you know, everybody shows love different and everything like that, but if you really want to know if a person can tell you this, a person can tell you that, a person can say, can't wait to see you, this and that, and all this type of stuff, and, you know, their actions will definitely speak. Will definitely speak. Just look at a person's actions. Look at what you would be willing to do for that person, and see if they would even do half of that, half the effort, and trust me, you'll get the answer. It is what it is. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with the relationships that you've developed with people. And be honest with how you're growing. You know? It's a lot easier than holding on to dead weight. It's a lot easier than holding on to relationships that's just not going to move in the same direction as you anymore. You understand? So, it is what it is. But I want to do a little video. I'm still alive, y'all. I ain't been having much to really say lately, you know, but still alive. Still got stuff to think about, talk about. Still always having situations happening. Still always having moments where I got to think about things. And, you know, I'm going to continue to share them. And I hope that those that watch the video, you know, you get something out of it. And if you don't, then I'm sorry for wasting your time. Well, I'm going to go back up to here because the wind's starting to pick up. It's getting a little chilly. Like I said, hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Enjoy yourselves. Later.